big smash crash I had there today. Whew. Well, get out of the way, you. Oh my God, there you are again. Well, folks, welcome once again to this show, which is brought to you live on tape from a secret undisclosed location hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of historic downtown St. John's. It's that show that you love to love in the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, me, Wallace Ryan. So, had a lot of, had two shows earlier the week. I did a show I was a bit behind, so it was a madhouse here last weekend, and plus I did a solicitations video, and then of course new books came in yesterday, so gotta do it all over again. The books never stop. Okay, let's give that a bit of a spin first of all. So, any big comic book news? Well, it's San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, and got my fingers crossed for our buddy Mike Feehan, who's nominated for an Eisner Award. Good luck there, Mike. I can feel it. And geez, any other big news? Not that I can really think of. No big news. Anyway, the big news this week is 3 books from the Library of American Comics, and that is big news. So let's start it off. Well, first of all, let's start off with a sip of Earl Grey tea. Gotta get the ritual just right. So we'll start off with Rip Kirby, the first modern detective. And this is, let me have a look here. Rip Kirby, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is volume 11, I would assume, yep. And Harvey Award nominee, best domestic reprint. I started buying this, of course, way back when it was Alex Raymond doing it. And then, of course, after his untimely death, it was taken over by John Prentice, who, I gotta say, did a pretty bang-up job. Now, of course, I'm way behind in my, my Rip Kirby reading, but it's, the drawing is, it's still, I mean, it's obviously not Alex Raymond, but I mean, Prentice was no slouch himself. Well, born in Whitney, Texas, I do believe, said he worked with Jack Kirby, received National Cartoons Award for Best Story Strip Cartoons, 66, 67, and 86. So yeah, he must be doing something right. But yeah, I like his sort of clean, old-fashioned adventure style of illustration. Let's take off this beautiful little dust jacket here. Keep it nice. These are just such, I mean, Library of American Comics, the standards so high. I mean, even inside with the dust jacket taken off, it's still really cool. So here's a look for you folks who are unfamiliar with Rip Kirby and the style of comics of which I speak. Absolutely. And I love these. They're great to read in terms of, I love sitting and reading like a couple of weeks worth, stuff like that. Sometimes I'll even have 2 or 3 of these Library of American Comics books on the go at once, and I'll read a couple from each one of them. Beauty, hey? Look at those blacks. The spotting, beautiful spotting. Very, very evocative. Great line work. But yeah, just is solid artist for sure. But yeah, I'll collect these right until they finish. And beautiful reproduction on it too, I gotta say. Way to go, you great folks there at the Library of American Comics. Beautiful job. Okay, now, so let's wrap this one up again. But yeah, beautifully done. Love the interior layout design of the book. Top notch. The leading into the essays, stuff like that, and all that. And like I say, inner front covers, stuff like that, all just nicely designed, right? Anyway, that will be read one of these days. Okay, now, continuing our Library of American Comics spectacular here, we have Volume 3 of the complete Library for Better or for Worse. So these, I never read this when it was coming out, but you know, I read it here and there through the years, and it looked pretty cool. So I decided, of course, well, when it was coming out, it was just like, well, gotta collect this because this is one of the all-time great strips. But when I started reading the first volume and all that, it's just like, geez, this is autobiography. I mean, this is sort of in the Harvey P. Kerr vein in a lot of ways, but a lot more lighthearted and for the most part. I always did like her line though, very beautiful line. Very nice drawing. There you go. Beautiful, aren't they? So yeah, I'm going to buy every single volume in this series. I've actually started reading the first volume, so I got a bit of catching up to do. And I will do it. So yeah, for better or for worse, great book, very nicely done too. I like it. Once again, these standards you guys set very high, very nicely done. Okay, and to end our little love fest here with the Library of American Comics comes Treasures Retold. The Lost Art of Alex Toth. Woo! Very scary, hey? What I like about this one is, you know, there's some cool stuff about him, but for the most part, this contains just a lot of comics from Toth himself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Genius, Genius Illustrated, the other three Toth books they did fabulously done too, by the way. But this one I love just because there is so much of his actual artwork in it, and when I found that out, I was like, oh, gotta have that. So and some nice, you know, few sketches and some other nice stuff mixed in and around with it. So it's for you Alex Toth fans, this is definitely a must, or for any comic book fan, right? I mean, Toth had a simplicity to him that it's, you know, that's just unreal, just beautifully done. Especially some of this later stuff there. Always was a huge Toth fan. I mean, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful simplicity. He can do with 6 lines what it takes some people. Well, here's some of his later stuff, which is some of my favorite. He can do with 6 lines what some people may take 500 lines to do. And that is the very epitome of the concept of simplification is sophistication. This one definitely deserves to be kissed and held and comforted and loved. Okay, continuing on here now. Here another entry from the Michael Moorcock Library from Titan Books, the Chronicles of Corum, the King of the Swords. I'm going through reading all these slowly but surely, but I actually read the books that these were based on and all that. And I gotta say, these, when I was growing up reading these, I found the Michael Moorcock books to be some of the most wildly imaginative stuff that I'd ever read in my whole life. It just every time I finished reading a Michael Moorcock book, I was just stunned to my core. It was just something fabulous to him. I just liked his writing style and just And like I say, just the sheer imagination too, the places these characters go, the things they do, people they see, and so on, and so on and so on. Now this is basically I think this is the artwork in this is mainly by I think it's Jill Thompson, Kelly Jones. Let's see here. I usually have this checked out beforehand. Ken Hubert, Jill Thompson, and Kelly Jones. But anyway, like I say, huge fan of Michael Moorcock. Even if you've never read his stuff, these comics are pretty wild. They're just, like I say, just wildly imaginative. Takes you to places you never thought you'd go. Okay, let's get back into our normal orbit here of something from Marvel. Thanos by Donny Cate. I've liked everything that I've read by Cate so far, so when I seen this collection, I figured, yeah, I gotta have it. He definitely is a great one of the great new writers. You hear that, Donny? It's true. But yeah, I loved his. I read some of his work on, of course, on Doctor Strange, which I thought was fabulous, and yeah, everyone seems to be giving him, giving him kudos on this stuff and all that. So I figured, hey, gotta give it a shot. So this is from Thanos, the 2016 series, 13 to 18, annual number 1, Cosmic Ghost Riders 1 to 5, and Thanos Legacy. So yeah, a wide range of stories here, titles. I mean, sorry. And let's see who the art actually looks pretty cool. Here we go. Okay, artist Antonio Fabiola. Oh, that's cover. Writers, okay, artist Jeff Shaw, Fabiano, Andre Lima Araujo, Kitty Cook, Will Robson, Fraser Irving, and lots of other people. So Brian Level, Dylan Burnett. But yeah, anyway, it's of course I've always been a fan of Thanos right from the start, right from the 70s, before anyone even knew who Thanos was. So yeah, when I seen this and I heard so much about his work on the Mad Titan, I figured I just had to get it. Nice artwork. But yeah, I'm kind of curious now to sit down and give this a big fat read. See what I think. Thanos. This book is crazy in every sense of the word, according to comicbook.com. Whew. And of course, it's actually a nice warm day here in way out on the North Atlantic here. It's actually not a bad week at all. Last weekend was supposed to be really nice, but it wasn't. But yeah, this weekend looks like we might actually get some summer way out here. Okay, now last and definitely not least for this week, probably my pick of the week in a lot of ways is volume 29 of the Creepy Archives. Bam, 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 bam. Creepy Archives. Get so creepy. A few months ago, there were rumors circulating that Dark Horse wasn't going to complete their collecting of the Creepy and Eerie Archives. And myself and everyone else who was collecting them right from many years ago, over 10 years ago now, we went absolutely around the bend, shall we say. We lost it because, I mean, anyone who's been collecting these series and who's a fan of Creepy and Eerie would have wanted every single one of them. So I mean, and also stopping within 2 or 3 of the end of the run, it just wasn't right. But now to give them their due, way to go, Dark Horse. They sucked it up and they did the last couple of volumes of Creepy, and the last area one's coming out now in a month or so. So thank you very much. I think reprinting the Creepy and Airy archives is a real service to the comic community at large and to comic fans everywhere. So once again, I'm always a little bit sad or melancholy when it comes to the end of a series. I mean, this one I've been collecting since, like I said, 10 years ago. The first copies I bought, I was living in New York City at the time. So, and they kept me great company, shall we say. Anyway, thank you very much. Like I say, once again, Creepy, great job. I can't wait to see what you do next. Hopefully it'll be another Mobius library. Anyway, the artists in this one go from Fred Carrillo, Rich Corbin, of course, let's see, Frazetta, Morales, and Alex Nino. Excellent, that's what I was hoping for. And of course, gotta love anything by anything at all by Rich Corbin is a delight, but Alex Nino, absolutely excellent. So let's have a look here. Come on. There we go. Oh, that looks like it was inked by Kayla. No, it's Fred Carrillo. I like Carrillo. He did some stuff for DC Comics in the Mystery days back in the 70s. Very, very cool style. Liked his stuff. What is this here? Very nicely done. Ooh. Check this out. Oh yeah. Little Fuente, beautiful. Love this style of art. But that's what I like. Like I say, there's a little bit of everything in this one. No, I'm looking for the Alex Nino stuff. Where's that to? Ooh, Fred Carrillo again. Alfonso de Leon. Martin Salvatore. Torre. Come on. Oh, this looks like Carrillo again. Maybe this is it. Oh, that's a Don McGregor story, though. But yeah, anyway, this entire run, this Creepy was a special history of comics. It was a real time capsule of all kinds of great artists from from my period of time, from the 60s into the 80s. So yeah, every single one of these volumes is so super worth collecting. I can't wait. As a matter of fact, I've read about half of these so far. So now that I got all of them here, I'm actually going to go back and I am going to do a solid read all the way through and see if it's as lovely as they are as lovely as I remember them being. Like I say, the cool thing was just all, I mean, there's besides a lot of the people from abroad, there were a lot of Americans involved with it. Everyone from Neil Adams to Neil Adams to Gene Colan, Steve Ditko, all kinds of people. Anyway, a treasury of great comic book art for us comic book fans. So yeah, for those of you who never experienced Creepy, run out. The best thing is they're all standalone stories, so you can just run out if you see an issue for sale somewhere, pick it up, because every one of them is worth reading in my book. Thank you, Dark Horse. Okay, and I think, yes, that is it for this week. I've run out of books. I don't know what to do. Yes, I do. I have a sip of tea. I'm going to go. And then I'm going to jump up and turn off this camera and go have something to eat. Anyways, next week, I don't think there's a lot of books out next week, but we're slowly coming upon the 100th episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. God only knows. It's got to be something special. Got to be cool. Who knows? Feel free to make suggestions. Okay? Love you, folks. Bye. See you next week.